Oh god, they're all leaving. Are they all leaving?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey guys, how's it going? How's your deadline day going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I genuinely really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. Multiple times a day, Chelsea News here on Football Therapy, so thank you for joining me. Cole Palmer trained ahead of Chelsea's game tomorrow. Could he feature and have his Premier League debut? Ooh la la, maybe. That would certainly be exciting. It is Nottingham Forest, who aren't the best team in the league, but they are by no means not bad learning English again. They're good. They're still okay. Andre Santos won't be able to feature, of course, but who knows? Callum Hudson-Odoi, will he be ready? Will he play for them? If they register him in time, if he's good to go, he will score against Chelsea. That's how it works. We're going to talk about the potential outgoings, but before that, incoming, Cole Palmer is training with Pochettino's Chelsea, which makes you think maybe he'll be in the matchday squad. Maybe he'll come off the bench. It will be a real spanner in the works if he starts, and that would just be testament to how much Pochettino thinks we desperately need him. I think that's unrealistic. Granted, when you get new signings, sort of creative attackers are the least they are the kind of players you can risk and sort of throw in and be like, go and have fun, lad, go and do your thing, rather than, you need meticulous weeks of training before you can do this. Anyway, I think, personally, I'm going to stick my neck out there, and I'm going to say he will be in the matchday squad tomorrow, and he's going to come off the bench. That would be nice. Anyway, he's pictured in training, so Cole Palmer, brilliant. Quick opportunity to ask you to subscribe to this channel if you want to. You're welcome to if you want to, should you choose to do so. I recommend you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Alright, deadline day. There may even be a video later tonight because it doesn't, the window doesn't slam shut until later on this evening, but we spoke about it this morning. There's a trio of players that could go. Well, Hudson-Odoi's gone, but Trevoh Chalobah to Bayern Munich's a thing. Nottingham Forest, of all people, have bid for him as well. £25 million they bid for Trevoh Chalobah on a permanent. You'd think Chelsea might be able to juice up the bid from Forest, maybe. I don't know where they are in financial fair play, but say it got to like 32 million quid for a permanent. Maybe Chelsea might be tempted to sell Trevoh Chalobah for that amount of money, even though they wanted a lot more. Of course, his priority, the player, was to go to Bayern Munich and join up with former coach Thomas Tuchel, and of course it's, Nottingham Forest versus Bayern Munich. No disrespect to Forest, who have multiple European Cups, just like us. You are obviously going to go to Bayern Munich. The issue is here that Bayern Munich only wanted loan, Chelsea only wanted to sell. Chelsea were then thinking, maybe we can loan. And then Fabrizio Romano about an hour ago tweeted that the deal is on the verge of collapse. People have walked away. And to be honest, let's just talk about this a little bit more. I'm not massively one way or another with Trevoh. If we sold him for pure profit money, fine. If we don't, great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great player to keep around. Of course, had it gone Bashir Humphreys, we'd be like, well, we've got that centre-back cover. Especially with Badiashile not ready, Wesley Fofana out. It's suddenly getting quite short on centre-backs out of nowhere, even though we're supposed to have millions. Although it does look like Bashir Humphreys could agree to go on loan to Swansea City, I believe. So Bashir Humphreys to Swansea City, which would mean you'd have to keep Trevoh Chalobah, I guess. But could both Chalobah and Humphreys go? To me, that seems kind of crazy. It seems kind of crazy to me. What about you? Of course, these developments will develop as developments tend to develop. So we will keep tabs on that here on the channel. Keep it locked, and I will tell you what happens with Bashir Humphreys and Trevoh Chalobah. What should we talk about next? We've got Maatsen. We've got Conor Gallagher to Tottenham, which is just mental. But Mason Burstow, the of course young centre forward, has completed a loan move to Sunderland. Good move for the kid. Decent championship loan. I believe Sunderland are in the championship now. Of course, playing with Job Bellingham, brother of Jude. Mason Burso has been featuring for Chelsea in pre-season and indeed off the bench in the Premier League campaign, and of course starting in midweek in that cup game. And sadly, not impressing, he can thank Diego Moreira next to him for having a slightly worse performance than him to maybe not make him look like the worst performer. But of course, he's very, very young. He's highly rated. I'm sure he's got a big future ahead of them. Both those lads, Moreira and Bursto. I think Moreira will stay in the development squad, and Bursto has gone on what seems like a good loan. But the fact how Pochettino was turning to him in moments of need does make you think, oh dear. Like a teenager who's gone on loan to Sunderland. He's the guy that we were turning to in high-profile Premier League affairs. But since we've signed Cole Palmer, and he is someone, Pochettino will turn to, of course Nkunku will return, of course Bria will get fit, and we are going to be okay. Everything's gonna be alright, as Bob Marley once sang. But also, as an attacking midfielder, you can use the next guy. And that is Ian Maatsen. This is kind of, what's the oracles say in The Matrix? Baking my noodle, which I never understood. That as a phrase. She goes, what's really going to bake your noodle is would you have still broke the vase if I told you about it? And I don't know what bake your noodle means, but I think that does bake my noodle. Ian Maatsen deal, of course, Chelsea negotiating with Burnley because Cucurella, the loan to Manchester United, had fallen through. They were happy to keep Ian Maatsen as a backup left back to Ben Chilwell, which blows my mind as this bakes my noodle as well, because we haven't played him as a left back. We're playing him as a cam or a front four player, as in the three behind the striker. So, I mean, I get it. Cucurella is very much not a front four player. He's a left back. He can back up Chilwell. And look, man, I'm done saying a hit piece in Cucurella. There's a player in there, okay? There is. He cost 62 million quid. He won Brighton's Player of the Year. He is a footballer. I'm certain of it. He's a footballer, so fine. He'll be coached to, one thing we know about Pochettino, he is incredible at coaching fullbacks. That's what he does best. But Ian Maatsen. So Burnley have offered, including add-ons, 32 million quid. Now, of course, that's a lot of money. The fact how you can get 67 million quid between Lewis Hall and Ian Maatsen, 67 million quid, here comes that phrase, pure profit. Chelsea are rubbing their hands together for two players who they do not consider starters, making so much instantaneous money on their financial books. I don't want to sell Ian Maatsen to Burnley. He hasn't been amazing since the Premier League campaign started, but he had a very good preseason. What did he get, 3 goals and a couple of assists or something, and combined well? I know it's preseason, but he looks confident. He's a young, exciting player that looks like he could develop. Apparently, we'll put in a sell-on clause. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi to Nottingham Forest as well, £5 million, which is incredible considering he was worth 70 million a couple of years ago or whatever it was. But add-ons maybe, so maybe 5 plus 3 to 8 million, and a significant sell-on clause. So if he tears it up at Nottingham Forest, and they sell him to a bigger club, Chelsea will make some peas there. And I guess with Ian Maatsen, Chelsea will be looking to do the same with Burnley. Of course, Burnley had a scintillating. They won the championship. He got team of the season in the championship as the left back. But the issue is now Chelsea agreed this valuation with Burnley. They accepted a transfer and then both Burnley and Chelsea respectively are talking to Ian Maatsen and trying to convince him to go. And funny turn of events, he probably at the end of last season went, yeah, sell me to Burnley. I'll just continue this ride, baby. Go into the Premier League, I'm playing well. This team's good. Vinny Kompany's doing bits. If Chelsea said to Maatsen in pre-season, we're going to sell you to Burnley, I'm just speculating here and theorising, but I imagine he would have been like, yeah, right, cool. But now I think because he felt the vibes in pre-season, he likes Pochettino, he sees the young players playing, and he's being utilised off the bench. He's probably settled thinking, Nah, but the reports are suggesting Chelsea won't force him out, but if he does stay, they say, look, you've got to sign a new contract. You've got to sign a long-term deal with us and, secure you as a financial asset to us. Now, you can stay, but you've got to help us help you sort of thing here. That's as far as I know so far on Ian Maatsen, but it would be disappointing should we sell him, but not as disappointing as Conor Gallagher to Tottenham. Yes, this is the Conor Gallagher paradox that we keep speaking of. He's always remained in the shop window since the very beginning of the transfer window opening all those weeks ago, and he remains there now. Tottenham are confident of signing Conor Gallagher, says the secret scout, who is a well-connected, anonymous football Twitter account and social media account, but he seems to get a lot of things right. Yeah, it's like we said this morning, I'll be gutted. Haven't they signed Brennan Johnson? I don't know if they've got that over the line. But I would just feel gutted should we sell Conor Gallagher to Tottenham, because he doesn't want to go. He wants to stay at Chelsea. He loves Chelsea. He keeps talking about it. And he'll make Tottenham better. And that's a Chelsea boy. I mean, like I said, he comes from a Chelsea family. He's a Chelsea boy. Tottenham are our most bitter rivals. But when it comes to football, ultimately you've got to follow your career. And if they're saying that we want you to go, we want this 45 million quid, can you leave, please? What's the lad supposed to do? I mean, they're kind of doing that to Ian Maatsen right now. I'm gonna try not get wound up by it, even though out of Trevo could go, I suppose. But the thing is, they'll be the Chelsea owners, right? They'll be looking at Cesare Casadei, that they bought for under 20 million quid, thinking this kid is built for Premier League football and he can play the sort of role that Conor Gallagher goes. But Conor Gallagher will make it'll be 2.5 times the amount of money we spent on Casadei, and it's pure profit on the books. We can immortalize Casadei. So from a business perspective, it's an insanely good way of doing things like that. But from a fan's perspective, this is why City fans are annoyed by Cole Palmer going, because he's an academy lad, he's been there forever. But City to Chelsea isn't a rivalry, is it? Historically, you got Cole Palmer doing Chelsea media saying the biggest team in London, Chelsea. It's easy for him to say because he comes from Manchester. He's like, yeah, Chelsea, biggest team in London, guys, let's go. It's different with Conor Gallagher to Tottenham. Look, man, it's rough. It's tough, as I so often say at the end of videos. Let me know what you think. Of course, I probably will do another video by the end of today, so keep it locked to Football Therapy. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Follow me on social media at Football Yannick, and I look forward to seeing you, mate, back here very soon. Peace.